Hey there, and welcome to Math Time with Ms. B, where I show you examples, break them down, and show you that math isn't all that scary. I post at least a video a day, so like and subscribe to make sure you don't miss any. Also, be sure to leave a comment here or on my Discord if you have a specific question or a concept that you want shown on a future video. So let's get started. Today we are showing factoring trinomials using the box method. Remember, I always will have the steps written over here on the right-hand side, and I'll number them as I show the math on the left. Pause now if you want to copy those steps down. Okay, so when we take a look at this, we have 4x squared plus 19x plus 21. Okay, this method works best when your a is greater than 1. Okay, remember this is ax squared plus bx plus c. That's the standard form of a trinomial. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to do our setup. We are going to draw a box with 4 sections in it. We are going to put our first term in this upper left-hand corner, our third term in our lower right-hand corner, and then our middle term goes out here to the side. Okay, that's our setup. This all is your step 1. Okay, the other thing that we're going to do is we are going to multiply our first term and our third term. That's why we have this little multiplication side here, and put that underneath our middle term. So 4 times 21, that makes 84, and we still have the x squared. All right. Now, for step 2, we need to come up with 2 numbers that when we multiply them, we end up with 84x squared, and when we add them, we end up with 19x squared. Okay? Easiest way to go about this is start with the 84. Okay? 84 is positive, which means we either have to have a positive times a positive or a negative times a negative. Those are the only ways you can end up with a positive number when you multiply. Since the number we're adding to is positive, we don't want any negative numbers at all. Okay, so we're going to ignore this, and both of our numbers are going to be positive. Okay, what are the factors of 84? What are 2 numbers that multiply to equal 84? Well, I could do 2 and 42. But when I add those together, I get 44, and that does not equal 19. Remember, we want 19 when we add together. Okay, well, let's try 4 and 21, right? Those were the 2 numbers we started with. But when we add those together, 4 plus 21, that gives us 25, and that's still not the 2 answers that we want. Okay, so one more time, let's try 2 more. Let's try 7 and 12. Okay, 7 times 12 is 84, that's perfect. And when we add them together, we get 19. That is exactly what we want. Yay, we found our 2 numbers. Okay, so that means I'm going to put a 7 here and 12, 7 and 12. The other thing we have to remember is we can always add the x to them, because in order to add 2 numbers and have an x in it, we have to have x's in our numbers. In order to multiply 2 numbers and get x squared, we have to have an x with those 2 numbers as well. Okay, so everything gets an x. That is our step 3. This all was step 3. Sorry, step 2. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and put those numbers in our remaining boxes. Doesn't matter which number goes where. So I'm going to put the 7x here and the 12x down here. Our last step is to find our greatest common factors. Okay? We need to find the biggest thing that goes into both pieces. All right? And we are going to do this vertically and horizontally. So I'm going to look up this way and up this way. So what's the biggest thing that goes into 21 and 7x? Well, that would just be 7. What's the biggest thing that goes into 12x and 4x squared? I said x 2 times, so I know there's an x. Between 4 and 12, that would be a 4. So that's going vertically. Now we got to go horizontally. What's the biggest thing that goes into 7x and 4x? Between 7 and 4, there's nothing in common, but between the x squared and the x, there's an x in common. And then what's the biggest thing that goes into 21 and 12x? Can't say an x because I didn't say it in both terms, but there is a 3 in both 12 and 21. Okay? These give us our answers. So the answer to this problem, I'm going to write it up here next to my original. So 4x plus 7, that's what we got when we did vertically, greatest common factor, times x plus 3. That is what we got when we did our greatest common factor horizontally. This right here is the answer to factoring 4x squared plus 19x plus 21. Okay? Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments. Let me know if there's a future video you want or if you want to see another one of these. I'll see you guys later, and remember